All right, here we go. Hello everybody, Silver Picker here, and welcome to the Silver Picker Squad. Now, today's video is one that I'm absolutely excited for because it centers around this package that arrived in the mail just a couple days ago, and I have not had a chance to open it yet because I haven't had a chance to film it, and I really want to open this. This package came from one of my Patreon patrons named Jason. So before I even get into anything else, thank you so much, Jason, for sending me this. Now, this isn't just a piece of fan mail because he didn't send me this just for free. What we did though is we decided to do a massive trade. Now, Jason is part of my Patreon campaign. He's a contributor and a supporter, as well as a very active member of our Discord server. So if you become a patron on Patreon, you get access to our Discord server, which is basically a private chat room between me and the other members of the Silver Picker Squad. We talk about coin collecting, precious metal stacking, all the stuff that we talk about here, and we goof around and have a good time. So Jason and I have become friends on that Discord server, and he told me about how he just recently came into a massive amount of really old, interesting banknotes. But he's not that interested in banknotes and saw my video on my US typeset endeavor to try and get one of every type of US banknote. If you haven't seen that yet, definitely check out that first video right over here. Now, I have been on that journey and I haven't made much progress on it, but I'm about to. So what Jason and I decided is he said that he's gonna value this package of banknotes at $500, which is extraordinarily generous because it's worth a lot more than $500. And he asked in return that I make a grab bag for him with coins and precious metals and all sorts of stuff that he likes in the range of $500. And I did just that. So what we're gonna do is first we're gonna open up this package because I just can't wait any longer. We're gonna see all these awesome banknotes that Jason sent me. We're gonna update my US typeset, and then we're gonna check out the amazing grab bag that I created for him. Let's go. All right, I am so excited for this guy. Let's check this out. Okay, this actually came off a little easily. I hope that there's nothing missing. All right, coins. Did not expect that. Looks like we've got a little note written on the package as well, so let's check that out first. Max, hope this gets to you in good condition and finds you in good health. I know you'll enjoy these better than I can. I know you need these for your collection. Enjoy, good health, Jason C. P.S. Can't wait to see the video for this one. Well, here it is because this one is gonna be awesome. Also, a couple of Philippine centavos for your new typeset. Hey, thank you. Brought back from the Philippines by my grandfather during World War II. Wow, that is so awesome. Thank you so much. All right, let's check this out. First one is a 1939 1 centavo. So I have this one already. I have the 1944, but I'll have to check to see which one's in better condition. Very cool. And the other one, oh nice, 1905. I do not have this one. So this one will find a beautiful spot right in my typeset. Thank you so much. Also, I really appreciate it that you'd give me something that your grandfather gave you. It is for sure going to have a good home in my collection. So really, thank you very much. Okay, nothing in there. All right, it looks like all the bills are in plastic. All right, look at that. Look how many banknotes there are in there. All in plastic sleeves. Dun dun dun. Okay, check that out. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna show them to you one by one. All right, first banknote. Wow. Do you guys know what this is? I'm actually gonna show you the second banknote as well, and I'm taking them out of the plastic so that I can show you. So check this out. For those of you who don't know, these are not ordinary $1 silver certificates. You do see the blue, right? And you do see their 1935 A's. But what else do you notice? S and R. Well, so what do these actually mean, right? What do the R and the S mean? Were they put there after the fact? Well, sort of. These were printed after the fact by the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, and the R means regular, and the S means special. During that period, the Bureau of Engraving and Printing was testing out new types of paper to print bills on, so they marked the regular ones with an R and the special ones with an S, and they put them out into circulation to see which ones would hold up and how it would work. Well, ultimately the test proved inconclusive, so there was no change made to the papers, but these pieces became incredible collector's items. And now I have both the regular and the special in my collection. Thank you so much, Jason. These are incredibly cool. And you can see over here in the bottom left, you can see the value of all these bills ticking up, and we'll see what they're actually worth instead of the incredibly generous $500 price point that Jason put on them. Next up is a beautiful $5 red seal United States note. Now, United States notes differ from Federal Reserve notes that we use today in that these were issued directly by the US federal government as opposed to the Federal Reserve System. Now, I actually want to learn a little bit more about that, so if anybody can give some insight onto that, put it in the comments below and let us all learn. This is in fabulous shape. It's from 1963. And it is not super rare, but I do not have one. So this is incredible. Thank you. Next up is a $5 silver certificate from 1934. This is a 1934A, and believe it or not, even though these are not that uncommon, I have never bought one before. I've never gotten one in a grab bag, I've never bought one at a garage sale, I've never gotten one in a collection that I've purchased. And I have purchased literally well over 100 large collections, which is shocking that I've never gotten one of these. I mean, they're certainly rarer than their $1 counterpart that everyone and their mother has, but it's certainly not that rare. But this is a really nice specimen. Look at it, it's in excellent shape. Not quite, uncirculated, but it is still really nice. And look at that gorgeous deep green. I mean, when you look at these older bills, you really understand why US banknotes were nicknamed greenbacks. Really nice. Well, if you like that $5, here is a $10 silver certificate. This one is from the 1934D series. And man, I just love these higher denomination silver certificates because of that deep, gorgeous blue in the giant seal here. And I love the design of the 10 and the 5 on the other one in blue. And you can see here it says silver certificate. This certifies that there is on deposit in the Treasury of the United States of America $10 in silver payable to the bearer on demand. So you could have walked into a bank back in the day, handed this to them, and they'd give you 10 silver dollars. Man, 10 silver dollars is definitely worth more than this $10 bill, but this is such a cool piece of history. Let's take a quick look at the back. Yeah, look at that. We've got the US Treasury on the back, just like we still do, and let's move on to the next bill. All right, next up we got a heavy hitter, a $100 United States note, red seal. I just honestly love all the different colored seals, and I've collected a bunch of different bills with all sorts of different colors, and I love looking at them in my album. This one is from 1966. It's got a little bit of scribbling and staining, so it's not in perfect condition, but I don't have one yet, so this is perfect for my typeset. I am so happy with this. Now, if you haven't yet, please take a moment to hit the like button, give it a big thumbs up, if not for me, honestly, just to show Jason that you appreciate this video, because it is through his generosity that we're able to see all these cool banknotes. So please give it a big thumbs up, and also in the comments, show him some love. Say thank you, Jason, write some kind of note, and let him know that you appreciate his generosity too. All right, next up is some fractional postage currency. This is super cool. I do not have this one yet. If you missed my video on fractional currency, you gotta check it out over here. It is such a cool piece of currency collecting. These are 50-cent bills. That's right, they had bills that were less than $1 during the Civil War and post-Civil War era. This one is really cool because it's one of the earlier ones where it actually has a picture of 5 10-cent stamps, because these were originally actually used as currency in a sense. The stamps were used as a proxy for currency, so they printed the actual picture of the stamps on this bill. Really cool. This one's very delicate, so I'm gonna be super careful showing you the reverse. Check that out. Man, really cool. Now this one I think he threw in because I don't know exactly what this is. I did a little bit of research and it says C7 mileage, and I believe that these are mileage rationing stamps from World War II, and I think these ones are from New Jersey based on what I read online, but I'm not really sure how these were used. So we've got 6 different stamps here, and I'd be curious if anybody knows the background of these. There's nothing on the reverse. I would love it if somebody could explain to me what these were used for and how they were used during the World War II era. So really cool, but put it down in the comments and let us all know. Next up are 3 pretty ordinary looking bills. So what's special about these? This one's from 1977, this one's from 1981, and this one's a dirty old one from 1974. So what gives, right? I guess they're old, but what's special about them? Well, what's special is that these all are error notes. You can see here that this one is dirty. Well, it's not just dirty from post-mint damage. This isn't just some ink that was spilled on it. This is ink that got screwed up in the printing process. And check out the reverse. How cool is that? You don't see that every day. So this is like a spill of ink from the printing process that got smudged between the rollers on this bill. So that is really cool. And these are also different bills with varying degrees of damage. So this one's a little bit more subtle, but you can see that there's actually the imprint of the other side of the note on here. So there was some residue left over on the printing presses that actually printed a mirror image of the other side of the bill onto the reverse. So check that out. You can see over here the doubling. How cool is that? Really, really unusual. You don't see that every day. And I'd say the most pronounced one on this 5 is this giant splotch of ink right over there. You can see it's the same exact color. This is not from after the fact. These are genuine error notes with ink errors. Very, very cool. Not part of my typeset, but something I've never had before, and I'll probably hold on to at least one of these, and maybe I'll find another home to one of you guys. If we do a trade or a grab bag exchange, maybe you'll end up with one of these. All right, here we go. This is one of my absolute favorite bills. That was one of the ones that I really wanted to get, so I'm super stoked to have it in my collection, in my typeset now. This is not just an ordinary silver certificate. You can see that the seal is actually on the left side instead of the right, and it has this big old 1 right over here. And this is from the 1928 Series A. So this is from the first edition, the first printing of the small size silver certificates. And the really good part is the back. These reverses are known as the funny back, and they are a brilliant green, and they kind of look like carnival money, which is why they're called the funny back nowadays. And you can compare that, of course, to any of the more recent $1 bills. So this is what the modern $1 bill looks like. This is actually the test one that I had showed you earlier, but this is what the funny back looks like. Really, really cool. Definitely a required classic piece of any US currency typeset, and I am so happy to have this one. All right, this is the last of the small size notes that I have to show you. I still have a bunch of the large size notes to show, which are super, super cool, so definitely stay tuned for that in just a couple moments. But this is a great way to end because this is one of the coolest bills ever printed by the United States because it is so chock full of history. This is a 1935A Hawaii note. Now, why does it have Hawaii printed on both sides of the note and this brown seal? Well, that's because during World War II, the United States was worried that if they brought money into Hawaii and Hawaii was captured by Axis forces, they'd be able to use that money against us. So if they marked it Hawaii and Hawaii was captured, or these bills were captured in large quantities, the US would be able to demonetize them, say that they're worth $0, and they'd be easily recognizable and wouldn't be able to mix in with the rest of our currency. And the rest on the back is the coolest part. Check that out. This is the Hawaii Overstamp, where you can see that it says Hawaii on the reverse, stamped directly on top of the standard dollar bill. Really cool, a really, really interesting piece of history, and it's very similar to the North Africa gold seal note that I have, and if you want to see a video that I got that in, you can check that out over here as well. All right, on to the large size notes. All right, so first of all, this is the first large size note that I'm going to be showing you, and no, it is not a federal note. This is from a state bank, and I don't really collect notes from state banks. That's a whole different collection. I'm working on a US typeset, so I just need one of each type. But when I saw that he had this, I knew I needed to have it because it is from New Brunswick, New Jersey. Well, little silver picker factoid, I went to Rutgers University for my undergrad degree, and that is in New Brunswick, New Jersey. So I spent 4 years in New Brunswick. I loved it there, and this is just too cool. Such an incredible piece of history, such an incredible piece of New Jersey history, and as a former Scarlet Knight, you know, I gotta have this in my collection. So I'm gonna be replacing the Georgia note that I have in my typeset as a single representative of state currency for my typeset. I'm gonna replace this one with that. So really, really cool. It's on this like really thin rice paper, so it's very delicate, so I'm being super careful with it, but man, look at that. I love that dog. I absolutely love that dog. And by the way, if someone knows who this woman is, please put it in the comments below. I would absolutely love to find out. All right, here we go. This is possibly the most iconic banknote in American banknote collecting. This is the Black Eagle 1899 $1 silver certificate. How incredibly gorgeous is that? That strong Black Eagle sitting in the center, clutching the American flag. You can see the Capitol building in the background. And we have President Lincoln and President Grant right here, both of them for their role in the Civil War, of course. Incredible, incredible symbolism on this bill. Look at that gorgeous blue seal, and just, I mean, this is obviously one of the large size banknotes, so in case you are not familiar with that, you can see the comparison in size. It's significantly larger than the later small notes, which were issued after this. I mean, look at that. I'm just giving you a second to sort of just bask in its glory. And it's very delicate, it's not in great shape, so I'm gonna be very careful with turning it over and showing you the other side, but check that out. So different than the banknotes that we're currently used to, both in size and design and color. I am floored. This is something that I didn't expect to get for a long time, and certainly not in such good condition. I know I just said it's not in great condition, but that I'm saying comparatively to what I could afford, it's in excellent condition. So really, a spectacular note. So anybody that's interested in collecting US banknotes, this is one that you gotta get your hands on. All right, here we have another horse blanket note. For those of you who don't know, these large size notes were called horse blankets because, well, they're like the size of a horse blanket. But this is a note from 1914. You can see it says May 18th, 1914, but it's the series of 1918. So this one's in really, really ratty shape, and it is very delicate, but it is so cool. I mean, think about how many hands this has passed through. This one's from the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. $1, you see this gorgeous portrait of George Washington. Really, really cool. It's national currency, and I mean, this is just like chock full of history. How cool is that? Really got to be careful in handling this one, but look at the reverse. The reverse is one of the most beautiful reverses of any US banknote ever made. I mean, look at that eagle. Look how spectacular that is, clutching the American flag. It's very similar to the Black Eagle $1 bill. Man, look at that. This is just from another era. By the way, in the comments below, tell me which of these are your favorite. Like, what are your favorite bills that I'm showing you? I'm curious, because I have some of my favorites, and I want to see what your guys are. All right, we've got our second to last banknote that we're going to be looking at in this trade, and it is spectacular. This is a 1917 $1 United States note, and it's cool. This one says, this note is a legal tender for $1. Very interesting phrasing back then. So this is from 1917, it's a red seal, and it is a United States note. That's how you can tell, because it's a red seal. And it's got Washington over here. I'm not 100% sure what this image is, and if somebody wants to put it in the comments, let me know. But let's take a look at the reverse, because the reverse on this is so cool. Look at that. This is so old school, so different than what we have now. United States of America with that crisscross pattern, all of this ornate stuff. Really, really cool. It's got tons and tons of stuff going on. It's a super busy note. Normally I don't like busy notes, but this one is just so, so nice. Check that out. All right, and last but certainly not least, we have this $2 bill from 1917. This one is also a United States note. Again, you can tell by the red seal and that it says United States note. And we see Jefferson's portrait over here, as well as the Capitol building. And this is from an interesting angle, and it is way back in the day, because you can see horse-drawn carriages going by it. Man, it's a different world, and it's just 100 years later. 100 years and the entire world is a different place. How crazy is that? What a gorgeous, gorgeous note. So intricate. And look at that reverse. You got all these shields and seals, all probably have different meanings. I need to do some research on all this, because this is all very, very new to me. I'm only just starting out my journey collecting United States banknotes, and I certainly don't have much experience with these really, really old, large size notes. So any insight you guys can share with me in the comments, I appreciate it. I know I've asked you a million times to comment on all sorts of stuff in this video, but it's just because I really want to learn. I'm going to be doing so much research, and then of course I'm going to put these safe and sound for posterity in my gorgeous United States typeset collection. So I am super, super stoked with this. Jason, those banknotes are incredible. Thank you so much. I mean, you injected jet fuel into my US currency typeset project. You helped me take that project from down here to way up here. I am so proud of this collection right now, and it's all thanks to you. Now, everyone else watching, I want you to take a look at this picture right here. This is Jason, and this man deserves a massive, massive thank you. Obviously from me for giving me these notes for my collection, but also from all of you who now have been exposed to some incredible, rare, and interesting banknotes that you may not have otherwise been able to see. So please, spam the comment section down below. Write a thank you message to Jason and let him know that you really appreciate his generosity and that you guys got to see these notes because of him. Spam the hell out of the comment section, let him know, let your voices be heard. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I am sending Jason an incredible coin grab bag as a thank you for these incredible banknotes, and that coin grab bag is worth over $500, the biggest coin grab bag I've ever put together, and it has coins, silver, gold, and even some other surprises. Now, if you want to see what I put into that grab bag, you're gonna have to watch part 2. I didn't want this video to get too long, so I divided it into 2 videos, but don't worry, you don't have to wait till next week or next month or next year. The video is dropping right now, so you can watch it right away on my channel. So just go to my YouTube channel, click on the link below, and you'll be able to see part 2 with all the goodies that I sent to Jason. If you like this video, again, thank Jason in the comments below. Let me know what your favorite banknote is, because I am very curious to hear. I know what my favorite one is. Let's see what yours is. And of course, all the regular YouTube stuff, give the video a thumbs up. It helps me out a ton. And if you want to see more videos about coin collecting, precious metals investing, and even personal finance, please give me a follow, hit that big old red subscribe button, and the little bell next to it so you don't miss a beat. Well, I've got a lot more awesome stuff coming down the pike, so until then, stay tuned, and Silver Picker out. A huge, huge thank you to all of my wonderful patrons as usual, but an extra big thank you to Jason who made this video possible. I cannot thank you enough. Your generosity blows me away. Thank you so, so much. Now, if any of you watching at home are interested in becoming part of my amazing Discord coin collecting and precious metals investing community, all you gotta do is support me on Patreon. I would be forever grateful. The links are below.